finals. For those of you just joining us, my name is Zach Engel. The broadcasters for today, Stephen and Pat, we'll be sending it to them in just a moment, but a little recap here earlier where the host Brock Badgers lost to the Trent Excalibur 7-6 in a thrilling game. In just a few moments, the Western Mustangs will take on the Guelph Gryphons for a chance to play Trent tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the 2016 Baggataway Cup Championship. We're going to go ahead and send it to the broadcasters now in Pat and Stephen. Guys.
Thank you very much, Zach. We are excited, lacrosse friends, to be back at the Baggataway Cup. What a thriller that Trent-Brock game was. A huge comeback. We're expecting some more excitement here today. A Guelph team who had a big win last night, looked really impressive against a Western team that's looked good all year long. And Western's, two of their last games of the regular season were against Guelph. First one they blew them out like 18-9. The next one was very close, 11-9 game, and you know they're going to be. Guelph's going to be taking something from that. Brent Opicus said last night after the game, "Hey, we were 2 goals off, and we just want to get a little bit closer and get that other one." And Guelph does have their history of coming as a 3rd seed. And I don't know why I'm facing away from the field. I like facing the wrong way. But, and Zach Engel did chicken out calling us Stephen and Pat because he doesn't know how to say Gregoire. I think that's it. I'm going to call him out there. But we will have the face-off. This face-off battle should be a good one today. You can see they're out there ready to go, and they can't wait to get started. Michael Byrne taking the face-off for Western, and just such a nice job done yesterday by Josh Manigan in the face-off circle, winning a lot of face-offs and really battling his way out there.
Yeah, no, and Michael Byrne being a all-Canadian face-off as well, as you see him win it right forward to him, but unfortunately for him, Guelph picks it up and grabs that first possession of the game, which we've seen all weekend long be huge here.
And Michael Alani gets his first touch there, the goaltender for Guelph. He was fantastic yesterday. He was great when they were winning a couple of championships in a row back a couple years ago. And Guelph will have the first sustained offensive possession of the game. Kavanaugh trying the hidden ball trick, but they know that he did give it away. Never mind, I'm fooled.
I guess it was a good hidden ball trick.
It was a very good hidden ball trick. Alex Simons had it.
I thought they were going to extra charge us for that.
Now it's in the stick of Todd Greer. Will give it back to Simons.
Yesterday we talked about how, Guelph still plays the exact same brand of Guelph Gryphons in lacrosse that they've played for a long time, but you look at Western and boy have things changed. They're no longer the team that holds you to 4 goals and only scores about 5 or 6. This is a high-flying offense that has no problem put the ball in the net, and it's just a testament to the coaching staff to realize how they've recruited and changed the way that they do play.
And their fast break is such a huge factor in that. Western will push the pace, get the ball up the field. They strip it from Obicus. He kind of scrum halves it back between his legs, but Western picks it up. There's the pass. That's going to get away, and it's going to be a possession. Western gives it up. Just not a great pass, just kind of whipping that sidearm. Really tough one for Western to try and get. You saw the effort there from Keegan Coley, but that's a tough pass to catch.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what you said. As you mentioned, the fast pace, the breakout, the transition game that Western likes to play, sometimes it hurts them there, forcing it too much to try to, get on the offensive quick.
It's a little risk reward. Liam Brecken running on his off wing. Western D getting a chance to get some time in here. There's a drive to the net. He's knocked down. Penalty flag is up as Corbin is knocked down.
We saw plenty of times last night, Guelph having no problem to score on the man advantage, the man up opportunity. They have the guys that can shoot the ball really well. We saw Kavanaugh have a great game, 5 goals yesterday. I think at least 3 of them came up on the man-up opportunity, so we'll see if they try to feed Kavanaugh to get his shot going.
Western
Craig
Mustangs,
Charteris with the check
10,
from behind,
Craig
goes for 30 seconds.
1 minute for the push.
Oh, 1 minute.
Charteris, 1 minute for the push.
And that pass gets away. That was a great job by Crowley to get on the stick
Correction
and make
on the
that
penalty was
pass
30
fly
seconds,
away from
30
Obicus.
seconds.
Guelph has tracked it down and gets possession back. And that's that Griffin battle, that Griffin approach to playing hard all over the field, never giving up. Wow, that was a fast minute. Weird. Oh, it's 30 seconds. Okay, so it was announced as a minute, but I was correcting. The first call was a 30-second penalty. Driving to the net there and stripped. Guelph can't get there. Zach Louis had a goal for them last
Here
night.
comes the flag.
Yep, the hand is up. Western playing for the advantage right now. Now the flag is on the field. Set things up. Work for a shot. There's a dodge. They hand it back out. There's a sidearm shot. The save by Lalani off the Ryan Miles sidearm. A 30-second holding call.
So we'll see this high-paced Western team go at it. And this is a team that doesn't fool around. They just whip the ball around a couple times and go after it right away.
They have two of the top scorers in the league. Well, the top scorer, Cody Ward.
Guelph Gryphons
That was
penalty
another
number
shot
7,
by
Alex
Ryan
Simmons.
Miles. Ward
30 seconds
had
for holding.
52.
Simmons, 30 seconds for
What a
holding.
season
Time of
for number
penalty,
14.
3:56.
He takes a shot there, and that one stopped. Lee hustles back. Maintains
What's left in that penalty? 5 seconds. How much is left, Simon? Count it down. You're good.
The penalty is over. Guelph is back to full strength.
So guys,
And I mean, in that 30-second chance there, I mean, they had so many opportunities. They just moved the ball so well and take so many takes.
And another instance there, the players penalty being done and not realizing that you saw them just heard the official come over and let the timer know. Count down those last 5 seconds so they know when they're going. Western maintaining possession.
One shot.
Reed Reinhold, sorry.
Yeah, one shot.
Jackson
for,
Holbert moving the ball up to the top. Reinhold moves it around, and Ryan Miles has it back. Reed Reinhold, in addition, a grad student coming to this team this year.
Playing for
BC guy.
Limestone, Division II team, but a very successful Division II team, winning multiple championships.
There's a backhand whip attempt by Ryan Miles.
Where the flags go?
Got another flag coming.
It's going to be a minute penalty there for the unnecessary roughness.
So a big edge for the Mustangs here, and a great chance for them to get on the board. We're
Gryphons
almost
penalty
6
number
minutes
17,
into this game.
Nicholas Wortman, 1
With
minute
no
for
scoring so
unnecessary
far.
roughness. Wortman, 1 minute for unnecessary roughness at 5:41.
Little sidearm pass. Another little sidearm pass through from Reed Reinhold. Sorry, from Miles. There's a shot and a goal. Western is on the board. First goal of the game. The Western champions, West Division champions, jump out to the lead.
And what unbelievable ball movement that was by Western, running a little bit of a wheel on the outside, having guys moving in back and forth, and you know their feet were moving as well, and the ball was moving, and it just gives that open look to Reed Reinhold, who's been, you know, a big player, a big addition, as you know, you already said, Stephen. 21 goals on the year, adding 20 assists for 41 points. Traditionally plays attack. He did play attack and midfield down at Limestone, but most of the time he did play a lot of attack, and you know, moving him to midfield. It does add a different dynamic to the game, having a guy that can, you know, dodge like an attacker, but is from up top, creating a big mismatch for a lot of teams, and obviously showing there that he's got one heck of an outside shot.
Yeah, bouncing that one through, just skipping it across the line, making it 1-0 as we're now 6:09 into the game. And now Guelph, we know, is resilient. They're not going to be too worried about one goal, obviously. We did, you know, it's interesting. We were talking about this after the last game, that in the Trent Brock game, with Brock being up 4-0, Trent from there outscoring them 7-2.
Yeah.
From that point. And the one thing, when Trent scored the goal to make it 6-5 and pull within one, all kinds of energy on the Trent sideline, and Brock was notably quiet. And you know, you wonder how much impact the Friday night game has. Even if it's not a super challenging game for them. You know, and Guelph had to play the game last night.
There's a personal foul.
correct? Yeah. What was the time? I have it down at 14:15. 14:15. What's the time of the scoring of the goal?
We're just sorting out when
13:51.
Nicholas Wortman should
We have
have
a time that's
been released.
on the penalty. Yeah.
So how much time?
So the penalty clocked in at 14:15, and the goal was scored at.
Because there was a timeout.
We'll be out at
So the
13:15.
timeout came at
13:15, that makes sense.
So it'll be out at
Because the goal means
13:15.
nothing. So it's 13:15, it should be released. Okay. He'll be out at 13:15.
Okay, so Wortman has to come back. He was released. So he'll be out at 13:15, right now 13:49. He's got another 34 seconds. That was the whole point of the Western timeout.
Yeah,
Of course, you get
exactly.
the goal. You take the timeout to save the time on the penalty.
13:15.
Reed Reinhold reaching back to get that ball with one hand.
13:15.
Mike Byrne there showing why he's an all-Canadian face-off, just wins it to himself on the back of his stick and flips it up to Reinhold there.
Reinhold with the pass across, a little shovel inside. It was a little bit low for Ward, so he's going to throw it back. That one's coming back over center, but it rolls right past the defender. They do manage to get control, and here they come forward. Thomas Masterson, 39-point scorer, is running the ball up, and again, Western pushing the pace, trying to back in there is Ryan McCrory. McCrory, the second leading scorer on this team with 58 points, 34 goals, 24 assists. But Guelph gets it now. They're running the other way. We saw Liam Patton with a gorgeous goal last night. Does he have another one in him? Oh, he holds on to possession, which was big, and gives it back. Nice play there by the youngster. And Obicus will set it up, and now the whistle blowing. And a possession call. Western gets it. Ward was back in the defensive zone. He's heading up.
Yeah, I got Wi-Fi out here, so I go real
Jordy Jones-Smith on the far side. D. Mitty.
Yeah.
Another veteran of this program.
Yeah, only 6 points this year, but he was definitely used. Oh, nice chance there. Big
Milani
save.
just got enough of it. Little handoff. Keelan Bowie hands the ball back to Lalani.
And I gave it to my sister. But on my computer, it's all wrong.
Sorry, my mistake. It was Todd Greer. There's Greer getting the ball back. Immediate pressure. The quick ride, but Guelph. Oh, they are going to force the pass to be given away. Greer facing a lot of white jerseys around him. Tossed it too high. Couldn't connect with Obicus as it drifts over his head out of bounds. Reinhold with it. Masterson tosses it back to him at the top, and now they come over to Miles.
What's her name was supposed to be here? What's her name?
Just so many offensive weapons this Western team, has. I mean, obviously you have the two big guns in Ward and McCrory, but the depth that they have at the scoring positions is quite ridiculous, and it allows a guy like Jordy Smith to kind of, just focus on just playing defense. He doesn't have to worry about trying to put the ball in the net. He worries about playing defense.
That shot bounces wide, but it's scooped up by McCrory, who battles his way out of the shot. The save by Lalani. We've talked about how hot Michael Lalani can get, and he got the last one, just got enough of it. And that one, he looked pretty sharp with the foot save right on top of it. That ball being battled for along the sideline, and eventually Western will come up with it as it went out off of the Guelph Gryphons. Hulbert trotting down the far side. Fakes the pass and now backpedals to X. He's got a short stick on him. Double team now, nice help from Wortman. They move it around to the near side. There's a shot net goal, what a snipe. We've seen that from Ryan Miles. He had 14 goals in the regular season, and he drifts one home there.
Oh, shake and bake. Loses his man and then just fires one to the far right corner. an absolute gorgeous goal, probably one of the nicest goals we've seen so far in this Baggataway Cup weekend. I mean, just a gorgeous play.
Mustang's
The
second
move
goal,
was
scorer number
unbelievable, and then the
13,
shot to
Ryan
boot, just an absolute rocket from the
Assist
outside.
number 14,
Yeah, the quick
Cody
feet,
Ward.
creating some
Miles
space for
from
himself.
Ward. Time of the goal,
Takes
10-1.
advantage of the room. Mannigan with a great face-off win, going to his knees, and one hand shoveling the pass, and then getting into open space to get possession in the offensive zone. Thought about going to the net, but he's going to come back and slow things down, get the offense out. Mannigan knocked down, and penalty coming on the play to the Mustangs. They get a shot. "30-second push penalty. So Guelph will have a chance to get on the board. 2-0 Western. 11-10 into this game. Kavanaugh behind the net. Takes a couple of passes. Looks like he might come out. Goes to Corbett. Olbicus with the pass down, the quick turn and shot. That one misses the net.
Time remaining in the penalty.
3 seconds left in the penalty. They get a shot off, another save, and they score. Bounces out to Corbett, who's Johnny on the spot to tuck that one home just as the penalty was expiring. So don't know whether it'll count as a man-up goal or not, but Guelph doesn't really care at this point. They're just happy to be on the board.
Yeah, exactly, and it's the type of play that we've seen Corbett make, not just all season, but especially yesterday. We saw him grab so many offensive boards, those loose balls off the rebound, off, errant passes, and that's the type of player he is. He's a gritty player. Yeah, he does have a lot of skill to go with that as well, but the way he really is effective is by picking up those loose balls and, keeping.
And he's got quick hands to get that ball and get it back out of his stick right away. Crowley heading up the field, jumping into the offensive set. Then that pass by Ward doesn't get through, but Reinhold right there to do his Liam Corbett impression and pick the ball up. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't in a scoring position, but they do retain possession. Ward goes behind the net, and Thomas Masterson will go for a bit of a run. We've got a flag down. Dodge from behind the net, one hand wrap shot, doesn't quite get through by Ryan Miles.
I mean, if you're Guelph here, obviously you want to play tough and physical against this Western team that's so good offensively, but at the same time, you got to try to keep the emotions in check and play that line. You want to play really tough, but can't be taking these penalties because we can see how good Western is on the man-up opportunity.
Yeah, a 1 minute slashing penalty to Nathan McKenzie. And the ball bounces away from Western.
Nathan McKenzie,
everyone battling for it.
Slashing. McKenzie,
Reinhold gets it, a second ground ball in about 30 seconds. Masterson back to Reinhold. He's backpedaling away from Wortman. Oh, nice ball moving around the outside, and the shot. Big finish there by Ryan McCrory.
The Western Mustangs have called a timeout.
Western again using that timeout to
27 seconds left in the penalties checking, and Western gets the timeout, as you're saying, to again maximize their man advantage situation. 6:12 to go here in the first quarter. It's a good start for Western. A lot of things going right for them.
Mustangs
Guelph
goal,
just having a couple of things,
Cody Ward.
a couple of mistakes here and there.
Assistant number 2, Thomas Masterson.
And I mean, we talked about it yesterday. This Guelph team doesn't have too much veteran presence on this team. Obviously, their impact players are veterans, but they have some other guys that are playing in big roles that really haven't been in this situation yet, whether they be freshmen or Guelph not making it to the the Final Four last year. So it's a little bit of a learning experience for a lot of these players. Where you have Western, a lot of guys on this team have been in the situation last year, losing in the Baggataway finals to McGill. So this is an opportunity here where they know what it takes to get to the finals. They just really want to bring back the Baggataway Cup to London for the first time in a very, very long time.
Yeah, it has been a while for a Western team that's been a powerhouse for years. And it's just not happened for them lately.
It's going to be another great face-off battle. We've seen both Byrne and Mango as their face-off. Draw man is called by their teammates.
Guelph wanting a call for on the back there as the Western player kind of landed on top of the Brock player.
Am I good here?
Western maintaining control, Masters running around behind the net.
Now let's get one ready from 10. 5, 4, 3.
3 seconds in the penalty.
Go.
Western, see if they can get a shot off at the end, just like Guelph did. A little backhand flip pass for Masterson gets knocked down. It's on the ground. Still loose. Pounces up in the air, almost in the stick of Liam Brecken. They're gonna say it was a loose ball push on Western, which will give possession to the Guelph Gryphons. There's a nice clearing pass. And Guelph is up into the offensive zone. Slowing things down a little bit, get themselves settled, give the ball to Kavanaugh. Corbett takes it. Pressure on him from Michael Moriyama. Now they go back up top. Brecken takes the sidearm pass. Up to Ulbicus. Guelph hasn't had a lot of possession time in the offensive zone. And Kavanaugh and Ulbicus haven't had a whole lot of chance to do that much with the ball. Corbett's going to throw it over Ulbicus and see. They've got some space in the middle. See if he can dodge his way through. But just nice footwork there by Western. That ball bounces loose. Can Crowley come up with it? They're going to say it's white ball. Western will take it. I'll tell you, Keegan Crowley's having himself a heck of a game so far.
Yeah, no, he's kept he's kept Guelph in check so far, playing that LSM position, and mainly keeping Ulbicus in check. And a turnover there from Western. We've seen them push the tempo, quite a bit so far, and 2 times maybe just being a little bit too anxious trying to move up the field before they catch the ball.
That is kind of a cost of doing business, though, when you run that fast break approach. You're going to throw the ball away occasionally, and I think Jeremy Lee and his group are okay with the occasional error and just the physical error. They don't like mental errors. No coach does, right? But occasionally, when you're pushing it, things are going to happen. You're going to make good things happen. The odd bad thing will happen for you. Guelph's going to go right back to Lalani, and he had to be alert with Cody Ward hanging there, riding on him. Big run and a nice pass off by Nathan McKenzie.
It's a great clear there by Guelph.
Now Guelph's pushing the pace up the field. Moriyama again getting out with some high defensive pressure. Guelph's going to wait while they get another player subbed in there.
On Western?
Moving around the top. Todd Greer with the ball. Against the short stick, D. Mitty. That one skips away. Bit of a fortuitous break for the Gryphons as Ulbicus was the closest man to it.
He coached in the World last summer too for Germany.
They're going to cycle it back up to the top. Greer gets it over to Brendan Vogan. Vogan with the pass down to Corbett. That ball stopped. It goes straight to Kavanaugh. So Guelph getting a few breaks here. We're into the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Stick with us in the break. We will go to Zach Engel. We'll be over on the sideline. The word about this Western team. There's a shot that goes a little bit wide. It was James Short dodging out from behind the goal line, trying to get one in there. Guelph does maintain possession. Stripped by Haber. Austin Haber gets it. It's going to be Guelph possession. Olbicus has it. Shovel pass. Shot. There's a flag in the air as Short takes the shot. And Guelph will go to the man up. Power play advantage, just what the Gryphons need. Trailing by 2 with 1:15 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Western there doing a good job, sliding there, having their recovery slides there as well, but just got a little over anxious with that last check there. And the way the officials have been calling this game, they're going to throw their flag there, 9 times out of 10.
There's a save.
1 minute for slashing. Moriyama, 1 minute for slashing. Time of the penalty.
All Canadian goalie Manrash Najar in net for Western, number 1. Of course, Lalani, we talked about last night with what a great game he had for Guelph. Olbicus, little slip dodge and scores. And that's that combination we've talked about, the quick feet and the strength as Olbicus gets that darting first step and then uses his strength to ward off the check. And with the penalty still running, 27.6 seconds left in the quarter, Guelph used their timeout.
Yeah, and Dallas Clancy, he's got to be a little bit more aware there to slide body against Olbicus. I know it's tough when you're running out to him and he's coming into you. Obviously, the shooter does have the advantage, but if he plants his feet there, gets, stick on body, body on body, and kind of forces him out that way, you can't come in here looking for the home run check because he's going to run right through it, which he did, and we've seen how he can finish chances as well.
Yeah, you've just got to break down there as you come out.
Play hips, ride him out, and make him go through you, not from your stick.
I got it.
So Western still shorthanded. Guelph will try to get things evened up on the scoreboard in the final 27.6 seconds.
What time is 6 seconds?
Nice answer by Guelph, though.
Yeah.
Working through progressions, not trying to force things here. Try to completely come back, like you said last game. Try to score a field goal or anything. You got to get it 1 goal at a time, and that's the approach that they are definitely taking right now.
And we've talked about it a few times that when that opportunity opens up, you got to be patient. When it's there, you take it.
Yeah.
And Olbicus definitely did it there. Now, face off, obviously a huge deal. Michael Byrne has been the man in the dot for Western. This is a big one. Man can try to get possession for the Gryphons. It's a tall order going up against Byrne, but this is where he can really put his stamp on the game. Byrne tying it up, Megan. They're both leaning hard on their sticks. Nobody can pull it in there. What a great fight by Michael Byrne to come away with it in the back of his stick. Still has it in the back of his stick and then shovels the pass over. Not a beautiful pass, but it's hard to throw that one-handed pass with the ball in their mesh as it's jammed in backwards. There's a shot late in the quarter. Couple seconds left. The Mustangs get a shot on net. They can't score. It's 3-2 after 20 minutes of play in this Baggataway Cup semifinal between the Western Mustangs and the Guelph Gryphons. We're going to go to Zach Engel over on the sideline by the Western bench. Zach, take it away.
Thanks, guys. The Western Mustangs off to a good start right now. They lead this game 3-2 as they look to make it to the finals for a repeat appearance rather in the finals as they made it last season. But the Western Mustangs do look to try and win their first title since 2001, and if it's going to happen, the large majority of that offense is going to come on the stick of Cody Ward, a St. Catharines, Ontario native who makes his return to his home city. If that doesn't get his blood flowing, I don't know what will, but he's off to a good start already with 2 points in that first quarter. Guys, we'll see if Western can make it back-to-back appearances.
We will, and it was definitely a bit of a disappointing performance last year for the Western Mustangs in that final against McGill. Interesting point, just got to grab the stats here. Shots on goal, 9-6 in favor of Western. Shots off goal, only 1 each. That is a really high percentage of shots hitting the net, and pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you have some accurate shooters on both sides of the field. I mean, we've talked about the sharpshooters of Western. I mean, there are a lot of good shooters on Guelph as well, and they're hitting their target, necessarily hitting it on cage. I mean, only 5 goals so far in that first quarter, but I mean, we expected this game to be fairly offensive. The defense and the goaltenders have done a good job to keep this down low, but I think probably one of the best stories so far brewing in this game has been the face-off battle. I mean, Mike Byrne, not only is he a great face-off specialist, but he's got that great speed, the great grit. If he doesn't win the draw, he's going to try as hard as he can to try to get that ball back, and we've seen that a couple of times from him as well already.
Yeah, I mean, 1 goal and 1 assist on the regular season for Byrne. He's not an offensive guy, but like you said, he will absolutely get after it, whether he can pick it up to himself or just knocks it out loose. And again, they're both leaning hard onto those sticks. If you're ever wondering why face-off guys tend to use 1 stick for the face-offs and 1 for defense, that's why. That stick takes an absolute pounding and the heads can get pretty warped. Jordy Jones-Smith picks it up. He's going towards the net. Passes it across, a little twister pass that gets away. It was a bit awkward, but it looks like they're saying that when it did go off a Guelph player, so it's going to be Western possession. Western getting their subs in. Ward with it up top, or sorry, Hulbert hands it off to Miles.
Trying this shorty against shorty matchup behind the cage.
Miles looked like he might want the shot, but he actually passes it through to Ward, who's taken down.
Stop all clock. Shorty.
So Cody Ward goes down. He's back up and trotting off the field. And here the Guelph coaches are saying, you blow it down? Like, you stop the play. You didn't stop it when they had a fast break. Why are you stopping it when we have a chance to get out? Of course, Western gets their guys out and was able to put a big ride on here. Wortman's going to make the pass ahead to the shorty. Heidecker going back to the goalie. Milani comes to the near side. Well, low pass, but Obicus manages it. Here comes Corbett after taking that pass.
Risky pass there in traffic there. Corbett doing a good job to protect himself while catching that ball.
Yeah, you could hear the whole Guelph bench just gasp as they thought he was going to get leveled. Obicus will just roll it over to the far side. Liam Brecken down to Corbett. Kevin Hyman behind the net immediately looking. Move the ball, eventually tosses it up to Brecken.
In the shade, it's brutal. In the sun, it's not too bad, but we've been freezing.
And Haber, just a wall there on defense. What a solid teammate he is.
Yeah, he's been huge for this team. You know, he doesn't have his long pole in his hand, but boy, he is giving some problems for this Guelph Gryphons midfielding core.
They just can't get by him.
No.
His footwork is so good. His lateral movement is so quick that he's always in position, regardless of having a short stick. He doesn't need the long pole to be able to keep the check on just because he moves so well. There he's trying a little corkscrew check. Can't get it away from Simons. Simons will get it back. Brecken going down the far wing. Another short stick on him. Rusty gate check, and there's a check by Haber sliding across, getting the big hit on Corbett. He got rid of the pass just in time. And Obicus will start from the top. Gets around one man. There's a big whack, and yeah, that's going to be called. And Guelph cannot believe that play was blown down when Keaton Corbett had a chance to shoot at the net. That was one official, actually. I was talking to a referee. I was talking to after the last game, pointed out that when the very questionable call we talked about on Austin's shot was called, even shot was called, that not only did they make the call, but they stopped the clock. When Brock still had possession of the ball was on the ground, there was no need to stop it at that point. So they got to set up on the power play. So a couple of edges that Trent was able to keep them from taking
Mustangs
advantage
penalty
of.
number 34,
There's
Mackenzie Wilkinson. 1 minute for slashing. Wilkinson.
There's a goal.
At 3:54.
Expect the timeout from Guelph, which they have taken immediately. Kavanaugh, he is so good at slipping into space and getting that pass, and Olbicus just feeds him.
Yeah, and you see the power play mostly working at that top there, and it just slowly, the Western defense starts creeping up, and they forget about who's behind them, and it's Kavanaugh who just sneaks behind them, pulls that little seal, and he's out in front, open in the net, and like you said, we saw him do it a couple of times yesterday,
power
and he
play
makes them
goal
pay.
scored by number
Guelph did not take a
Michael
timeout.
Kavanaugh. Assist
I have
number
to check.
7,
I'm not
Alex
sure if
Simons.
I think they've only used
Kavanaugh
one
from
this time. I think they
Simons
do have
down to the
another
power
one.
play goal.
They're not going to use it, but the
4:21.
win. And then almost throwing the ball away may still happen. He's going to come back and fight for it hard. Kevin Orleman, after making a bit of a questionable decision. Orleman, of course, you may recognize the name. He was a goaltender in the Minto Cup for the Delta Islanders, drafted this year's National Lacrosse League draft. A lot of people see a lot of future for him. There's a pull shot and a goal. Whoa, what a shot. We've been talking about Keegan Crowley and how well he's been playing in his own end, but he just was slowly stepping in, and rips it.
I mean, obviously Crowley knows he must have been practicing that at practice in warm-ups, because that is a shot that he knows what he's doing. He's not a pole just throwing it on net, closing his eyes, hoping for a prayer. That's a shooter shot. And no one challenged him. No one slid to him, so he said, you know what? He took as much time as he could, wound up, and let it fly. And it looked like, Lalani didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. So Western jumps right back into the lead after Guelph had come with 2 in a row to tie it up. Byrne clamps down. Manigan gives him a little shove with the shoulder, but there's Coley jumping into the middle. I'm going to say procedure on Western, so Guelph will take possession. We're 6.5 minutes into the second quarter here of the second semifinal of the Baggataway Cup. And boy, the semis have really lived. I mean, the quarterfinals both kind of wound up in fairly large spreads. The games today have been outstanding. It's going to be hard for this one to match the excitement of that Trent Brock game.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, it's been a pretty solid matchup so far. And Kavanaugh will throw it over to the far side. Jeremy Talev, the Western coach, yelling tighten up. He really wants his guys to be up close in the space of the Guelph Gryphons, not give them room to start creating. Little reversal by Kavanaugh, but nicely stripped. He does recover possession. Patrick McCrory is number 21. He is an honorable mention All-Canadian. Back in the defensive zone. Here comes Haber breaking out. Gets it to McCrory. Western now will slow things down after the break opportunity didn't materialize. McCrory is headed back into his own end. Slash against McKenzie. He'll sit for a minute.
Gryphons penalty to number 44, Nathan McKenzie. 1 minute for slashing.
Ball skips up top.
McKenzie, 1 minute for
Masterson
slashing
working
at
his way through, pass across. Reinhold thought about the cut pass inside. Sticks on the outside for now instead. Ward gets it, shoots, saved by Lalani, controls the rebound. Nice save in the mesh and gets the ball back to himself. Some pressure there. Nice little, no, not a good roll passes and rolls out of bounds. Just a little rush. Brett Scullion trying to roll the ball to his teammate, but gets away from him, and Western regains possession. Albert passes across, a quick release, and that's a good finish by Ryan Miles.
Miles showing that outside shot. We saw the absolute cannonade from the outside in the first quarter, going top, right, high to high. This time he elects to go with a low shot with a low release
Western
right through the wickets of Lalani.
Number 13, Ryan
I mean,
Miles.
you just look at this Western team,
Assistant
so
number
many
16,
offensive
Jackson
weapons,
Holbert.
and they score in
Miles
different
from
ways
Holbert.
too.
Time of the power play goal, 8:56.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so strong for so long, and it was quite a battle between Western and Brock this season. They both won 11-1, splitting their games with each other. Western not playing last night. We've talked about, is it an advantage to not play on Friday?
Yeah.
Well, it generally is on Sunday because you haven't had to play. You're not playing your third game in a row. But you got to get to Sunday, and I'm not sure it's always an advantage to have not played, especially because the first place team plays the sixth place team from the division. In this case, this year it was the fifth place team because Brock was in already as host. But I talked to one of the Western coaches about that, and they said, actually, U of T gave us a good game. It was good, and the last two games of the regular season against Guelph, the second one in particular, really competitive. So they felt like that actually kept them in pretty good game shape mentally heading into the playoffs, into the Baggataway Cup. That pass across and the score. What a play! Sam Neeb, we haven't seen much of him so far, and he dodges in, then just pulls up short, reaches up, and just a little push pass. And Western shows their quick strike capability.
Yeah, and Sam Neeb's a player that, like Jordy Jones, was more involved in the offense in years past, but when you bring in some more offensive players
Western
at the
goal, scored by
midfield,
number
it
2,
allows
Thomas
those players to
Masterson.
kind of focus, playing defense,
assist number
worry about in their
24,
own end,
Sam
and moving the
Neeb.
ball up in transition.
Masterson
But
from
they do
Neeb,
have the
time of the
experience
goal,
playing offense, so when they
10-28.
do get stuck on offense, it's not like they're handcuffed. They know how to score and know how to produce some offense.
Yeah, no question. Neeb is a talented player, and they're going to call interference on Haber. I'm still having a little trouble. I actually choked a little bit on my pulled pork sandwich between games. I'm just getting loosened up there, but Olbicus takes the pass. Haber and Patton running into each other, and they decided Haber initiated. I thought it was just two guys running together.
Yeah, I think Haber might have got the call because
he won.
Yeah, he's a little stronger. Yeah. I mean, we've seen him. It's like running into a brick wall when a midfielder tries to, dodge past him.
Guelph moving around the top. Brecken goes down to Corbett. He looked to pass to behind the net. Now he's going to run back there. Moriyama staying with him. Swing, check on the shoulder. Another one on the shoulder. Nice pass off of the shot. Oh, just goes wide. Not sure if Manraj Najar got a little bit of that one.
Sound like Najar might have went off his cleat there.
I think he's just touched.
Just enough. Just enough.
Ball stripped. Western will come up with it. They're going to run the field. And you can see the breaking of so many teams in CUFLA and field press in general will, when they get the ball, going to spread out, look to open space for the clear. And there's the ball. Great ride. Guelph gets back, but Western is pushing. They have two guys just taking off up the field. There's that tap play by Moriyama. Gets it over to Haber. Kind of skids. A nice shovel pass ahead. That's a very smart play to get it up to Miles, and Western gets it finally out of their own zone. 7:10 to go here in the second quarter. Western looking to add to their lead. Go ahead, Pat.
See, McCrory kind of got up in the offense there. He's heading back, but this is a guy that he's playing close defense. He played LSM, and he also played midfield as well with a short stick. So this is a guy that's, a very versatile player over his years playing at Western.
And he has in the past. I mean, that was, 1 year he was playing short stick midi. 1 year he's playing LSM, and he's playing long pole this year, close D, but he has played both within a game. He has multiple sticks. There's a low shot and a goal. Dropping down was Ryan McCrory, his brother. And Ryan McCrory finds the back of the net. Western is running this one 7-3. This is where the challenge comes for a Guelph team that had to play last night. Even though they won by a fairly large margin, they were pushed certainly by Bishop for a while. They had to work. And it's tough against Western anyway. If you're a little tired, it's that much tougher.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the way that Western plays. It's
16,
such a high tempo.
McCrory from Holbert.
You know, even on defense, they're a high tempo team. They're always pressing out, transition. They're moving the ball up the floor. And then when they get in the offensive zone, their feet don't stop. So it is exhausting to try to keep up with this Western team.
Stick with us at halftime in about 5 minutes and 50 seconds when Zach Engel will be joined by, I believe, Western coach Jeremy Talevy is going to be on air with him.
Yeah.
There's Crowley again. He's having a standout game.
Oh, he's been unbelievable. I mean, he's very unorthodox looking when he's running and playing defense. But boy, is he so effective. His stick work, his footwork is unbelievable.
That ball pops free, but it is scooped up by Cody Ward. They keep moving the ball around the outside. Dodge from the top by Masterson, goes down to the hard sidearm, the mid to high shot. And that's Nick Ferris, the Alberta native, who buries that one.
And I mean, that's a nice timeout by Guelph to kind of
Fans, don't forget,
stop the bleeding here and kind of rally his troops here. Talk to Guelph, tell them to relax. But Western, like you were saying, another depth player scoring. It's not just the Cody Wards, it's not the McCrorys. Yes, they have found the back of the net, but there's other guys on this team who can score as well.
Yeah, and we both looked down at our roster sheet
yeah,
when Nick Ferris scored.
Nikolai Ferris.
We do know him, but certainly
Thomas
just kind of came out of nowhere. We haven't really seen him in the game so far. He hasn't been particularly involved. That's a big goal in Western, taking that 8-3 lead. My goodness, that's and there it is. I mean, you just look at the sheet here, and Ryan Milesian has 2, and then 6 other guys have scored goals. Cody Ward with 1, Ryan McCrory with 1, Reed Reinhold with 1, Thomas Masterson with 1, the one just now from Nikolai Ferris, and then Keegan Crowley with my favorite goal of the game. Love the long goal balls.
I know. Just an outside rip. That's third on the year, if you're including his regular season as well. I mean, he has been probably the most impressive player on the field so far, in my opinion.
I would say, I would totally agree. Yeah.
He's been effective on both sides of the floor. The field, and when you're at LSM, obviously your first duty, is to match up with the best midfielder on the other team, which has been, arguably one of the best midfielders in the league, and Brett Albicus, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's taking great defensive responsibility. He, containing Albicus so far. We saw what he can do, and Albicus with just a goal today, no assists. He hasn't really been as much of a factor in the game as
we saw yesterday. He
night.
Controlled
he was
the
dominant,
game.
Right?
He controlled the game, and Western has a great game plan for this Gryphons team, and we saw last game. We saw a good coaching staff in Trent make some second half adjustments, and Guelph is going to have to do the same thing.
As I saw Jeff McKinley, the Trent coach, after the game, and I said, congratulations, it's a big win. I said, heavy thinking game for you. He said, heavy thinking. Yeah. A lot of matching wins. They really had to think about what was going on and how they were going to adjust, because Brock's such a strong squad all over the field. Western with possession once again. It's such a weapon to have someone like Michael Byrne in that face-off circle. And Manigan's a good face-off guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Byrne is just so strong when he clamps down on the ball. You almost can't get him off it. Hulbert taking his time. 4:22 left here in halftime. Shots 17-8 in favor of Western. They are really controlling this game. You're going to say moving pick on Ryan Miles, as the golf player just ran over the man trying to pick it. There's Kavanaugh protecting the ball while they get their full complement of players out there.
Back to that moving pick play. I mean, You see in box lacrosse, the refs let a lot of the moving picks go a lot more often. In field lacrosse, I mean, your feet have to be absolute planted and your hands have to be down. Anything else, they're going to call it right away.
Yeah, because he wasn't moving much.
No.
It was pretty limited, but he just got flattened for
Yeah,
his troubles
that's
and
the
then
thing,
gets
too.
the call on it. That's
Yeah.
insult to injury. There's a dodge from behind the net. Greer passes to Kavanaugh, who's knocked down, and there's the flag. I was wondering where it was coming. And that's when you know a guy realizes that he's committed when Jackson Hulbert just sprints off to the penalty box knowing that he'd flatten the man from behind.
I think Hulbert started running before the flag even hit the ground.
He did. He absolutely did. They get some high tosses, these field refs.
Oh, yeah.
They like to get that flag up there. But Guelph with a chance here, golden opportunity.
Western penalty to number 16, Jackson Holbert. 30 seconds for the push.
30
Holbert,
seconds.
30 seconds for the push at 17.
Oh, that shot goes wide.
3.
It's going to be Guelph possession.
Guelph getting so many looks on this man-up opportunity in the middle. Western just ball watching them way too much. They have to collapse a little better.
He is released. Ulbicus with the pass down, gets away from Corbett, heading after it there. Corbett, a little push that's in the side, and then we're going to say there's a loose ball push. There's not much question about that. And Kavanaugh now on top of the Western player.
Moriyama, I think.
I think it is Moriyama. Had a pretty solid game
Yeah,
for
you
Western.
know what? He has.
They had possession. Here comes Western trotting up the field. Haber, I think he tripped over Kavanaugh or something, landed, but he pops back up, and he is there as an outlet now.
If Kavanaugh tripped him, he did a good job hiding it because.
I don't think Kavanaugh tripped him. I think Haber just tripped on Kavanaugh as they were running. They just got tangled up a bit. Or he just hit something on the turf, but either way, he's doing a nice job now, just trotting the ball up the field. Hands it off. Ryan McCrory. McCrory gets it back. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that sounds better for you. My microphone got banged. It was tilted down. I was trying to get it up to me, and it wasn't tilting right. Sorry about that, folks. For those of you who want to hear me. If you'd rather just not hear me at all, then I apologize for that. Western taking their time. Miles with the ball over in the corner. Stall warning goes into effect into the final minute of play in the first half. 8-3 for Western. Guelph not pressuring at all, so
1 minute block,
Stall comes off.
Less than 1 minute, Blue. Less than 1 minute.
As box first guys, this is where it gets a little slow at times, but just a strategic decision to wait and look for a final shot. Now with 30 seconds left, Miles comes out and shoots. Ball the save by Lalani. The ball bounces out. It's still on the ground. Nice scoop. Guelph is pushing the pace. They're going to try and get up and get a shot off. Heidecker with a nice job to get that ball up into the offensive zone. Kavanaugh goes to the net. Goal! Bounces it between the legs of Manraj Dujar. Boy, nice finish by Kavanaugh. A ton of credit to Ben Heidecker for that one. Getting the ball, getting it up, and getting it to up the field and getting it to Kavanaugh in a great position to send him in.
Yeah, that's huge by Heidecker.
Gryphons
You know,
goal.
going in the middle of that scrum and
Scored by
somehow
number
coming up with the
33,
ball.
Michael
So much
Kavanaugh.
pressure on him, and like you said,
Unassisted. Kavanaugh
turning that into a
unassisted. Time of the
goal-scoring
goal,
opportunity where it looked like
19:52.
Western
The
was just
score
going
at
to wait for
halftime,
that last
Western
shot.
8.
And of course, it is
Well,
8-4
4
in
shots
favor
on
of the
goal.
Mustangs, clearly in the
By the
driver's seat.
Mustangs,
But you
18,
got to be
and by the
happy.
Gryphons, 10.
Guelph was able to turn the tide there. Maybe the momentum might start shifting towards
Yeah,
them.
if you're Guelph, and when we saw it, Trent was down
Yes,
4-0. You know, it was a 4-goal deficit, very similar to this. So, you know, Guelph certainly not out of it. And I think they just announced that goal, Kavanaugh unassisted. I'm going to go over when we get off the air and tell them Ben Heidecker deserves an assist. They're like, come on, you got to give him that whole thing. Picks up the ground ball, heads down. Now, Jeremy Talevi just talking to his club. I believe Zach Engel is going to grab Talevi. Just waiting for him to come out of the huddle. But that's quite a half. I mean, Western looking very strong. But again, we talked about, you know, if you don't pull away when you get the chance, and that late goal gives the Gryphons a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and you can hear them, beside us here saying, let's go. We're rolling now. Let's get this going. Let's go on our run. Talk about it all the time. The cliche, the oldest, one in the book in lacrosse. Lacrosse is a game of runs, and Guelph saying that it's their turn to go on a run to start this second half here. And we saw them scoring bunches yesterday. It's obviously going to be a little bit more challenging for them against a much tougher defensive team in Western. You talk about how good their offense is, but hey, their D and their goaltending is very strong.
Oh yeah, and Zach Engel patiently waiting for Jeremy Talevy to finish talking to his team, which he might have to step in because Jeremy Talevy can talk. I mean, he's a veteran coach. There's a lot of information he likes to manage, make sure everything's under control. And I believe he's just said, nope, I'm rather busy here. And I'll tell you, and you never know if Guelph hadn't got that last goal, maybe he's over there talking right now. Yeah. He likes to keep a bottle on things.
Yeah, I know. There's certain coaches have no problem with taking a little bit of time to talk, but like you said, I think he's not too pleased with allowing that goal with the clock running down and losing that loose ball in front of the other team's net. So I guess maybe that might have had something to do with it. Yeah,
we're going to take a break for halftime. We've got about 8 minutes to go. We'll be back with the second half of semifinal number 2. I'm Steven Stamp with Pat Gregoire and Zach Engel on Brock TV at the Baggataway Cup.
Sorry, man.
Hey, Coach, you want to go? I didn't.
I've seen some listed. Let's see if that's exactly. You read all wasn't organized enough. That's because those guys could have delayed and we're not on, right? I think we are. Oh, really? Not sure that was.
Let's go, Black! Go Black!
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2016 Baggataway Cup. I am Stephen. Baggataway Cup. That was weird. I said that weird. I'm Stephen Stamp with Pat Gregoire. It is 8-4 for Western. We're anticipating an exciting second half. We'll see if Guelph can battle back into this. The momentum of that goal late. We saw Trent getting a lot of momentum swinging with a couple of saves by Kyle Holton. See if Guelph can do it the other way. By the way, after that Trent game versus Brock, where they came back and won, my phone rang. Tim Murdoch, coach of the McGill Redmen. And of course, he said, the Redmen disappointed to not be here after the big upset loss to Ottawa last week, but they are looking forward. They only lose 6 guys. They're looking forward to the 2017 season. He's already planning, but he said it's a little strange for him and his team to be at home on this weekend. It's strange for us too, not having McGill here, but thanks for the call, coach, and had an interesting conversation. And certainly one of the most passionate lacrosse men you will run across is Tim Murdoch.
He's a great ambassador for the game, especially in CUFLA. I mean, the guy has so much passion. He's done an outstanding job with McGill, and it is unfortunate to see them not there. It doesn't feel like a Baggataway weekend without them here.
Great for Ottawa, though. I love seeing that program get the big
great
staff.
Coaching staff.
It is. It really is.
Callum Crawford and Jordan Weedmark doing it.
Yeah, and Brett Paris.
Brett Paris as well, too.
Western, another big face-off win for Michael Byrne. And Jordy Jones-Smith has the ball around in behind the net. Now they start to move on to the offensive. Jones-Smith pulls it back out, tosses in behind the net. Masterson looked like he was going to come out and have a go. Instead, he makes the pass, the big save by Lalani. So the goal at the end of the second quarter, the big save at the beginning of the third, can Guelph turn that into some momentum. Wortman spinning to get away from Ward, and then just opens some space really quick. First couple of steps there, and there's the big hit by Reinhold, absolutely knocking this man out. Calvin Holland just flattened, and here comes Haber. We've seen Jones-Smith and now Haber jumping up into the offensive end. Haber will hand it off, and they're going to slow things down a little bit as Masterson goes across to Reinhold. Haber staying out. I'm not sure that's the coach's decision because he is. We hear his name being called from the bench, and out comes. And it's not that he's a bad player in the offensive zone. It's just they have got Ryan Miles to get out. You've got
Jackson Hulbert out there.
Hulbert was still on the bench at that point.
And I talked about last game about how Brock hasn't had, the depth at midfield in a long time. It's the same thing with Western. I mean, this is definitely the most deep Western team we have seen in a long time. We've always seen the depth at defense, but the offense was never really there. Now it's a completely different team.
They're still dynamic.
But they still are solid on defense.
Oh, yeah. Milani, I don't know if he got a piece of that one. There was definitely a save earlier, and then I think Miles stepped in the crease, and it will be Guelph possession. The ride, and it's stripped by Masterson. Actually, Oblikus may have just lost that ball. I didn't actually see Masterson pulling that ball out of his stick. But now it's back on the ground. Here comes Liam Brecken after getting the ball. Western player just loses his stick. Has to go back and get it because you can't play without your stick. Here's something both players saying. He's playing without his stick. Well, no, he was slowing down. His stick. He was sprinting at full speed, and when he lost it.
You're proud of them either way.
Definitely a good no call there. As Guelph sets up in the offensive zone. Their first possession of the second half here. We are 3.5 minutes in. Tripping penalty coming. Well,
Don't change for 20. Don't change.
We'll have 1 minute on the power play.
1 minute for tripping.
And that's another one where you can see the guilty party just started running immediately over the penalty line.
It was good defense. The stick just got a little bit caught.
Yeah. Kind of inadvertent. He's still responsible.
Western penalty to number 20, Peter Hunt. 1 minute for tripping.
Guelph's going to get the
1
ball,
minute
and I
for
actually
tripping,
thought that
time of
Olbicus
penalty,
was holding the Western
3:54.
defender's stick as he
That's
went
what
down.
I was. That's what I was thinking as well.
So a bit of a break maybe for the Gryphons there. See if they can take advantage of it on this power play. Kavanaugh. There's the pass through. This one's scooped up. Zach Louie. He's going to take the pass from Kavanaugh. Let it rip. That one may have gone off his arm. Not sure. Either way, it will be Guelph possession after that one goes wide. Olbicus takes it up top. Quick dish.
One more and it's
Nice little, the dodge, but then Louis couldn't quite get it. Push on the back, and that's going to be Guelph possession. Reed Reinhold's going back to help out with the D. We talked about how he can contribute at all ends of the field, and he is right up on Liam Corbett there. Sorry, on Alex Simons. And Olbicus is out near midfield. And there's Crowley with him. Crowley running back and strips the ball. Olbicus shields it nicely with his body, avoiding the ward off. And then the pass, there's Crowley again, right on him. And you can see the frustration on Olbicus. What a game by Crowley. You know, maybe we're getting a little D heavy here, but he's my player of the game right now.
He is. It's actually ridiculous. Even when Olbicus beat him there twice, he had such a good recovery there, getting in position, and then two great trail checks. It's, you know, even when he makes the mistakes, he finds a way. He's so fast, and he gets right back into position.
I went and grabbed our sheet where we had the list of that just to see if he was an All-Canadian honorable mention or anything. Wow, the kid is playing some defense in this game, and of course that big shot on the offensive end.
Yeah.
And when we were in elementary, like, he was in like grade 8.
Masterson slowing things down a little.
Like, we never would have thought.
Tosses it back over to McCrory.
Why don't you go to CCH?
I don't see Western, you know, making a similar, you know, mistake that Brock made, kind of going into a mode where they're afraid, you know, to lose the game, then rather than continue to play your game.
Oh, and a late flag.
Yeah.
And that'll be a penalty to Patton. Wow. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it's unnecessary roughness. It's actually calling Reed Reinhold after, so it wasn't a late flag. I thought Guelph, you could hear the Guelph bench erupt because I think they thought they were going to penalty.
Yeah.
But it is Reinhold the other way, reacting to the big hit by Patton. The man up
Mustangs
for
penalty
Guelph.
number 19, Reed Reinhold. 1 minute for unnecessary roughness. Reinhold,
Olbicus
1 minute for unnecessary
passes it off.
roughness at 6:58.
A short arm shot there by Short.
Wow, what a toss, too.
What a pass. Pretty nice catch, too, by Masterson.
Yeah.
Jordy Jones-Smith will take the ball. Thought for a second about driving towards the net, but they're going to take the advantage, the chance here.
And I'm
kill
shocked,
this penalty.
I'm shocked Jordy Jones passed that ball off. I've seen him in the summer kill off penalties all
Yeah,
by himself.
that's
He's
true.
so fast. And he
He
likes
is
the
fast and
contact.
elusive. That's right. He doesn't mind getting banged around. There's a Whippy Warrior grad.
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Penalty expires for the Mustangs. They are back to even strength. That is a big kill.
And it all starts with, you know, the big save
Okay, we're Mustangs!
by Najjar there.
Yeah.
And then even the pass, too.
Oh,
Like,
unbelievable.
come on. Are you kidding me? But like I was saying earlier before, I don't see Western, you know, they're going to obviously try to chew
Right.
up a little bit of the clock, but I don't see them doing that for too long where they're, you know, just trying to hold on to it. They're going to continue to play their game and still take the opportunities when they arise.
Yeah, I think, I'm sure their coaches saw that last game too. It wouldn't be their nature anyway, but
No.
it's just a reminder that you've got to keep pushing, you've got to keep playing your game, and Masterson has it. Now, they're taking long possessions. No reason not to let the clock tick away, but you can't get stagnant.
Exactly.
Masterson shoves it over to Jones Smith.
I don't know if he's like
Jones Smith isolated, comes to the net, shoots. Saved by Lalani. It's way up in the air. Everyone's just looking, and eventually it's Masterson coming up with it.
Oh, he's a what do you call it? Troller. He's a troller.
That was a pick by Sam Need, as he was a statue as he said that pick. You see how absolutely emotionless he was. Western gets it again.
Wow, great.
McCurry coming out with it. Oh, McCurry goes down in the flag. Boy. There's the ball in the shot.
Nice stick by Patton there.
Yep. Yeah, Patton's having himself a game.
Let them off first. Let them off first, guys. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
But he takes that penalty, and that's another one we saw at the other end. Just same thing. You just get tangled up, no intent, nothing really too aggressive, just a hard check, and it just happened to take the feet. It looked very dramatic because the player, as he's getting tripped, the feet just kind of flew out.
30 seconds for interference time of the penalty.
I don't know that he was even selling that one. I think it was just that his feet got taken out. You're going to say a push in the back, and it'll be Western possession again.
3, 2, 1.
Guelph kills the penalty. Western gets a shot, but the ball bounces right back out to them. Ryan Miles grabs it.
Yeah, 30 seconds is really quick, especially considering that.
Comes to the middle, pass across. That one's low and gets away from Ward. A big hit. Nice job by the Guelph defender. Here comes Wortman. He's got Crowley on him. Crowley strips him. Oh, it bounces off the foot of Wortman. Straight out. Can I go? To Western. Nice shot by Peter Hunt to scoop that one up. A little spin move by Reed Reinhold. Very casually gets away from that one. There's another low pass. You're going to say a loose ball push on. Guelph is livid with that one. Boy, I thought it was just both of them going down. I mean, I actually thought the Western player was just kind of diving after the ball. I didn't think he was pushed at all, but Brian McCrory goes down. But it's so tough. I mean, things happen so quickly. You don't want to pile on the officials when they're having, when there are some challenging calls to make. But I think
I couldn't quite see it there. The Guelph bench slowly starting to creep over as the game gets a little more intense here. So
Masterson loses it. Wortman jumps on him as he gets it back. It's loose again. Wortman knocks it loose. And a big hit there by Brecken. Cleared out the one Western player, but a nice hustle play by Jones Smith to just zip in and pick that ball up. And that's not as much, I mean, I said he zipped him, but it's not as much about speed there as alertness and anticipation, just seeing what was happening, his instincts serving him well there. Ward, pass across. Gets it back, they move it to the near side now. That one's too high. And it's a battle at the line. Oh, nice one-hand pickup. You're gonna have a... So it's a push against Western. I think Guelph was thinking, because they were looked like they were picking up possession of the ball, they thought they were getting another push call against them. They were not very happy, but it is against Western, so it's Western's turn to be unhappy. That is the one thing. Here we are, picking on the refs a little bit. Boy, as if they don't get enough from the teams. You're never going to make everybody happy.
No, it's impossible. It's the most thankless position in all of sports, I mean, being a ref.
6:40 to go here in the third quarter. Still the 4-goal lead for the Western Mustangs. Brecken takes the long lob pass across up at the top. He's going to back up to set up a dodge. He's going wide. Crowley forcing him back to the back line. Olbicus up top, and you can hear them saying they want to get to Olbicus with the defense spread out.
Early slide here.
That's Crowley on him, as it has been throughout the game.
It's a great slide there to, get rid of that mismatch there.
Oh, there's a shot, and there was some space there for Guelph. It was, I'll tell you, the attention they were playing to Olbicus actually left quite a bit of room in the middle. Alex Simons just couldn't find the spot he was aiming for. Corbett spinning, double team, and he gets it back out. Greer comes on and gets the pass. They move it around quickly. Corbett to the middle, looking to see if he can get the pass from Kavanaugh, but Kavanaugh's forced out nicely by McCrory and Haber. Olbicus hit hard as he's passing the ball. That was the short stick getting on him. Sam Neeb back playing that, like you said, that big body playing a bit more of a defensive role and laying the big hit.
And Olbicus was still able to get that pass off despite the good D. He did take the check and fell, but unfortunately for Guelph, not too sure who did take that pass, but went off their stick and out.
Yeah, it looked like it may have just altered the pass a little bit with that hit. Good timing. And again, not a time to panic. There's still lots of time left in the game. 24-38 with 4:38 here in the third quarter. But Guelph does need to start getting some positive possessions and start, chipping away at that lead. Especially, again, it is tougher for the team that played last night as you get later into the game. The legs can get a little heavy. Western will slow things down, set it back up at the top with Hulbert with the ball. Stall warning on the Mustangs. They move it down behind the net. Now Masters throws it back up to Hulbert. Little flash out by McCrory. He gets the pass and goes immediately back to Hulbert. Nice slide there to stop any progress, but they hang on to it. Wortman strips it, and they come up with the ball. Nice pass ahead. Oh, it skips off the stick, but he does recover. Joshua Chiguri. There he is again, Liam Patton. His second long pole goal in 2 games. We've looked at a few things that could be key turning points, the saves by Holton in the Trent Brock game. There's one that can get things fired up. You hear the excitement behind us on the Gryphons bench.
Yeah, that all starts with his fellow long pole there. Wortman with a great turnover, strips the ball loose. And like you said, the second time we've seen this weekend, Liam Patton go all the way down and score a beautiful goal there. Yeah, another great play. I mean, we talked about this Guelph defense being very athletic and big.
Assistant number 10,
and,
Josh
here we come.
Keegan Crowley, he's going to try it again. No, he passes it off. There's a shot and a goal, so Crowley with a goal and now an assist. Passing it off to Cody Ward, the usual culprit, but holy cow, what a quick, instinctive play by Crowley to jump up in there. All I can say is he can't. We didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see Western play this regular season, but he must have not. There's no way he played like this the whole season. He didn't get an All-Canadian mention.
He's been an absolute beast today. I mean, that loose ball. Bird wins it right to him. He picks it up, and it looked like Guelph recognized that, okay, this is Crowley. He scored against us, so they did slide to him early, and he recognized that and fed it to just so happens to be their best offensive player who makes Guelph pay.
Yeah. Again, the 52 goals in the regular season for Cody Ward. And Guelph was saying, why aren't we getting the ball as the official? But he was saying Black maintains possession, but pointing Western's way. And quickly corrected himself. That's one thing. We've been very impressed with the officials when they've had any kind of mistake, correcting themselves immediately and being very open to that. So Guelph will head into the offensive zone once again, trailing by 4. We've got 1:22 left here in the third quarter. Stick with us. We will have Zach Engel joining us after the third quarter. Najar got a little bit of that. Corbett took the rip, and Najar just got a bit of stick on it. Short changes direction behind the net, battling his way out. Gets to Albicus, will shoot, score! No, yes, it is in. For a second, I thought it was on the backside of the match, but no, Albicus, the sharp angle, rips that one home. And the Gryphons have a bit of something going here.
That's just a great dodge behind the net by Short. Just stops on a dime, pulls that little question mark move that creates space from his long pull, and it's a great backdoor cut by Albicus, and he just catches it and rips it on the release. Yeah, it's not really his his go-to move where he's shooting on the run, but he was running, and it was a catch and release on the run. Maybe even more impressive than some of the goals that we've seen him score this weekend.
Manigan and Byrne tied up again at that faceoff X. And it pops out to nobody. The restraining line players can't get to it, so guess who it is? Keegan Crowley.
Assistant number 14, James
Loose ball, and the long pass. Does it connect? No. Just skips away from Miriyama. But, oh yeah, it rolls out of bounds. Miriyama, no damage. He was hoping to get the ball up the field and get a bit of a chance, but no real damage. The ball rolls out. The third quarter comes to a close.
And by the Gryphons,
we're going to have Zach Engel joining us in just a moment. Oh, and he's in position. Zach Engel, we will throw it to you right now.
20 miles.
Thanks, guys. Guelph goaltender Michael Lalani has been the catalyst for 2 Guelph Griffin national championships already in his 5-year career. But with just 20 minutes to play and the Gryphons down 3 goals, they're going to need a little bit more of that magic that got them there the last couple years in 2013 and 2014. Will he be able to do it? Guys, we've got 20 minutes to find out.
Yeah, Lalani, he was a critical component in those wins. And, the guys we've talked about were as well Ben Van Galen and Curtis Knight, and Ryan Treville was an MVP. Ben Van Galen was one of the best LSMs I've seen in this league.
Jordan Critch as well.
Jordan Critch was just, so many guys that played a big role in those
Albicus in that finals as well.
Albicus really was.
He was an X factor in that last game. We saw him, really come out of his shell there.
Yeah. So, Guelph. Again, I talked to Brett Albicus after the game last night, and he said, yeah, we've been in this position. We've been a 3rd seed. We've come in and had to play all 3 games, and we're fine with that. we can go. Now, it's a challenge, and being down 3 goals to a Western Mustangs team that doesn't lose a whole lot of games, doesn't give up a whole lot of goals with 20 minutes to play. Now, that is a big challenge. We saw Trent do something similar. Can Guelph do it?
We'll have to see. We talked about it earlier that, saying that, you can't really doubt this Guelph team because what we've seen them do in the past, come in as a 3 seed, come in and win a championship, not play their best lacrosse until the end of the year and, get into the Baggataway Cup and start playing, the best brand of Guelph lacrosse then. That year in 2014, that was a great example of it. Like we said, they were not anywhere close to being the favorite. Obviously, people knew that they could do some damage with how many offensive weapons they had, but it really was Lalani and the defense that came together and was the, like you said, the catalyst of that championship.
So we're down to the final 20 minutes of Baggataway Cup semifinal number 2 on Brock TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Pat Gregoire and Zach Engel. Thanks for being with us and the rest of the Brock TV crew. We're having a good time here. Lovely November 5th weather. Unbelievable.
This game will meet the
we need to move to the far side of the field, though, because you get the sun longer.
Exactly.
It's fine for the Trent Brock game, but this one,
tomorrow
we're in the shade.
Afternoon.
Speaking of the other side of the field, I don't know if you can see, but it does look like Trent,
game tomorrow
at least a few players of Trent are watching this scene, who they're going to play in that final tomorrow
meet the
at
winner
1 p.m.
of this game between Western and Guelph.
Byrne, Minigan, clamping down again. Byrne pulls it out clean to himself, pops it, gets away, but nobody near him when it hits the ground, so he gets it back.
Wait for them off, guys. Wait for them off. It's the old recipe, Come back!
It is interesting for us being over here right by the change box and between the benches to see some of the thought process. You can see right there, Manigan coming off and just watching the Western player, and they're eyeing each other. You know, are you coming off? Are you going to turn back? We saw it with Johnny Leclerc earlier for Trent, where he made about 3 spins to try and create a little chance, and it worked. Didn't result in a goal, but it did create a scoring chance.
It is a head game at points here in this field lacrosse game. A lot more strategy that in game than the box lacrosse game. The box a lot more freewheeling, you know, thinking on the fly, adjustments on the fly. Whereas, you know, in field, it's very much a strategic game.
Western's just running a little line. You can hear the Guelph coach is asking for a stall, saying Western hasn't gone to the net this quarter. We are 1:06 into the quarter. So they're running like a little passing line out at the top.
It looks like it's a double wheel, you know, not just the one wheel the other way. One, you know, group of players going one way and the other way.
Now the stall is on.
Here we go.
Albert not rushing. He's just going to leave it there for Miles, who's running around to his offside. Circle around behind the referee and trot along the baseline. Again, Guelph's got to force them to make something happen. Trailing by 3. Wortman chops down. Nice job by Miles to protect the ball and gets the pass off. Ward just holding on to it for a second and gets it over to Masterson. Masterson carrying a heavy load of ball possession for the Mustangs today. Miles. Oh, and they go. The stall's still in effect. They step outside. So it is Guelph possession. Ben Heidecker, who did get an assist, by the way, earlier. He wasn't originally credited with one. We went over at halftime, made sure. What a play. Scoops the ground ball, runs it the length of the field, makes the pass to Kavanaugh. There's Ulbicus with the double team. Low pass, and it skips away. Mariama comes up with it as Corbin couldn't handle it. And there's Crowley once again.
Hey! Maury!
Crowley taking his time. Nobody really pressuring him, so he's just going to kind of hang on to the ball. Now he'll hand it off and come over to the bench. Now, if I was him, I might have started running across the field with it because he's got a long way to go to get off the field. He's made the pass, but he is here. That ball's knocked down, and Wortman comes up with it. Corbett wants the ball as he races onto the field from the bench. Guelph's going to wait and make the safer play. Wortman still with it, leads it ahead, and Ulbixus will take the pass. Nice job to flow that one through. Heidegger, who's having a strong match today. Albert takes a whack there from Western. Quick pass out front, low shot and a goal. Kavanaugh just dropping the head of the stick right to the turf and almost rolling that ball in. Lots of time left, 16-12, as Brock pulls within 2 at 9-7.
Great play there by Guelph. It was a nice slide. The original slide was there. The second recovery didn't come across crease, and that gave an opening for Kavanaugh, like you said.
He's got the hat trick, scored by number 33, Michael Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh, we saw him last game really show
number 14,
his scoring
James
touch,
Short.
and that
Kavanaugh
was his
third of the game
there.
from Short. Time of the goal, 3:40.
Yeah, 3 goals for Kavanaugh after having 5 last night. He is looking at a Baggataway Cup MVP type performance so far. For that to happen, he would have to help his team move on to the final. You're not going to win that if you lose in the semifinals. So we'll see. Guelph is close. They're within 2, and again, lots of time left. 15:20 on the clock at this point. Reinhold slowing things down a little at the top. Wortman taking a couple of chops, gets nicely around the pick.
Which one? Which one is correct? Always West Holmes, Western.
Albert has it.
got Weston back up.
He's got the shorty on him. He's going to give it off to Miles, but gets it back quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I can get Sean over here.
Got the 2 short sticks over on this side of the field. Western's going to try and exploit that. Oh, but that shot by Hulbert hooks.
No, you got it.
And we said earlier you can't get a field goal in the field lacrosse, but Hulbert was trying for one there and puts it through the uprights. Hulbert has it again. He's going to throw it up top. Western in no hurry to press things here. Again, you want to avoid being a little bit static, but they don't there as Miles just works his way in and bounces one past Lalani, who falls. His helmet pops off. But that's just a very sharp shot, bouncing it inside the near post by Ryan Miles.
Miles is third of the game, showing his versatility. We've seen an outside rip on the power play from him. We've seen a even strength goal from him as well, with a worm burner shot from low to low. And then he shows, you know, the athletic ability that he has, just dances in, beats a couple of men, and you know, sends a bouncer right through Lalani's legs. I know Crowley is definitely your MVP right now for player of the game for Western, but Michael Byrne is making a big case
pretty good
as well.
argument too.
I mean, he has been absolutely dominant on the face-off X today. It's been unbelievable, but Crowley has been,
Crowley's been great all over the
lights
field.
out.
He's done everything, but yeah, Byrne, I mean, boy, and that's one thing actually was interesting talking to Tim Murdoch. He was saying he really liked Nico Baudouin as Brock's player of the game for that one, because other than getting kicked out of the game at the end.
Yeah, no, that was that was very very costly.
I mean, he was very powerful in that game. But yeah, I mean, Byrne has just been dominating, much the way Jeff Snyder did for Canada back at the Worlds a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Boy, 9 years ago. Yeah. 10 years ago. Neeb with it up top, has it just momentarily and passes it back over to the far side. Ferris will take the pass. Neeb doesn't seem to have too much interest in holding on to the ball. Now he's going to take a bit of a run. Gets a pick. Shoots, saved by Lalani, bounces out. Ferris is the first guy there. Ferris, who I believe plays for the St. Albert Miners, if I'm not mistaken, who won the the President's Cup Senior B Championship this summer. And he will take the pass back from Neeb. Again, depth, such an important element, especially as you get later into the game. We have 11:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Semifinal number 2 at the Baggataway Cup, and Western controlling the ball with a 3-goal lead, 10-7. Stall warning is on, so they will all move down into the box below the restraining line. Jordy Jones-Smith had been floating up top, but he has drifted down now. Now he's actually heading down to almost goal line extended, and they've got 6 guys low. And about 5 guys on the Guelph bench thought that Sam Neeb pushed off, and that one I think was definitely more so. It was interesting actually hearing Mark Farthing, the Trent D coach, talking to one of the officials about the ward off. Is that a ward off, sir? Is that a ward off? He's pushing off with his arm, and the ref was saying, no, at this level you've got to really push the defender away. You can't just be kind of sticking your arm out. You have to be doing something like controlling his stick or something. But
pulling the Heisman,
Yeah. Neeb was close there.
Yeah, it was. It was very close. And I thought his feet were pretty close to the line there.
That's true. That's true. Jones-Smith taking his time trotting around with the ball. Joshua Taguri is out pressuring him.
It is in the box lacrosse. Only have 30 seconds.
Jones-Smith backing up into the corner, setting himself up for a dodge. You can hear the bench saying to Taguri, you've got to go and pressure him, and Smith tries to run by as Taguri does put the pressure on. He's going to give it up now to Reinhold. Masterson. Oh, there's a strip. And Patton comes up with the ball. Or sorry, it's Wortman. Throws ahead to Corbett. 3 white jerseys around him. 4 down. Crowley strips it, but Olbicus is there to pick it up. It's a huge ground ball for Olbicus. Nice play by Crowley to strip it. Olbicus gets away and scores. And you can see the trail check by Crowley just missing. Great job protecting the ball, and Olbicus buries that one.
Yeah, Olbicus gets the better of Crowley in this matchup that we've seen. Has been a great matchup all game, and Crowley, has had the better of Olbicus, but good play by Olbicus to keep it down low, run it through, and not have that big hanging release like he normally does. Kind of tucks it in low and just gives it a quick little shot.
He's
finds
got
the back of the cage to
Scored
help
by number
bring his
5,
team back
Brett
into this game.
Olbicus.
Can you have
Unassisted,
guys
Olbicus
on either team
unassisted
who
is
are
third of
facing
the
off
game
against
at
each other the whole day
10-21.
being the players of the game? I mean, Crowley's, much of his success is coming from neutralizing Olbicus, but I'll tell you, here he comes again. Crowley with the pass. Oh, that one gets away from Ward. That's a bit of a mistake, maybe a little rattled after giving up the last goal. And it's Western possession. The officials are going to get together. I thought for a second maybe the ball just didn't roll out because I didn't see how that could be Western possession. They're saying there was a touch. I got to say, I didn't think the ball was actually anywhere near anyone.
No, I think it was just an errant pass by Crowley there.
It kind of came out of the stick a little funny, but so maybe that's why they thought. But boy, that's a big play with 8:38 to go. Western maintaining possession. Like every possession is so important,
so key.
There's a pass in behind the net.
Guelph looking for a turnover here, shutting everyone else off, trying to get a strip on the ball here.
Yeah, they're really going after him. Now a flag is on the field. The shot goes wide. Or actually, Lonnie gets a bit of it.
37 is the foul. Black, 57, interference.
It's so bad. You can't even see past the net.
Liam Patton takes the penalty. He's imploring the officials that it wasn't
Gryphons
a foul.
penalty to number
I didn't see it. There was a lot of traffic.
Patton,
between us
30
and
seconds
that
for
one. Couldn't really
interference.
see that one.
Patton, 30 seconds
honestly,
for interference
I
at
don't see it
12:09.
being an interference call.
No. Western taking their time. Ryan Holt. Masterson, the quick pass to Ward, gets it back up top.
5, 3, 2, 1, it's only go.
Oh, what a save by Lalani on Cody Ward. That one bounces off to the side. Western maintains possession, but that's a huge save by Lalani. 7:08 left. Still time for Guelph to get it, but Western will maintain possession.
Same as cross check, right?
Spinning backhand whip shot that went well wide. And Hulbert with a shot. Lalani kind of gets that one on the backside. That looked a little awkward, but a great save.
We've talked about it. Lalani doesn't make the most pretty saves.
The pass ahead doesn't connect, but now eventually tracking it down, it's loose once again. Great effort to get that ball, and they hold on to possession. Well, you got to give some credit there to Justin Martin for several times coming up with that. And they told us when we set up here, we might have to occasionally dodge a player running off the field. And the tricky part there was we had two of them. We had to go one way from Heidecker, the other way from Miles. They both sprinted off the field. Brecken goes in. The flag is up in the air. He hands it off. Short and throws it up top. Olbicus. He's going to try and drive. Oh, he makes the pass across. Corbett. Shot is blocked.
Wow, what a...
That's just an amazing block.
McCrory there.
Wow.
Putting his body on the line.
Now, did he get it with the body? I thought, he's shaking his hands, or maybe I thought it actually hit his stick as he dove. He just dove in front of it. Yeah, he was shaking off the right hand. That's what stopped it. Power play here for Guelph. Olbicus passes it back across. There's a
Western
shot from
penalty
outside.
number 34.
Doesn't connect
Mackenzie
for Louis.
Wilkinson, 30 seconds for interference. Wilkinson,
30-second
30 seconds
interference
for
penalty.
interference at
So
13:36.
already obviously running down on this man advantage, and Olbicus fires high. Don't know if Crowley impacted that shot at all. I think it looked like maybe Olbicus saw him coming, but no actual contact. Louis can't catch that one. The catch and spin by Short, though. Louis kind of tripped on someone or something. I think it may have been on Short, and then but Short grabs and gets the shot if they maintain possession. Kavanaugh throws it up high.
Get a clean change, guys. Thanks.
See what Guelph does here if they try to elect to see if Olbicus can go up against Crowley.
Footwork by Crowley, just keeping himself in position where he can get the stick kind of hooked on the body without holding.
Which is kind of critical. Like, it's a really stupid.
Guelph spins it around the top. Quick movement, Corbett steps back inside Mariama, goes to the net, scores! And that's just, again, you talked about how important it is yesterday we were discussing, and Ian Duffy saying in the first game, if you're heading out to challenge someone, you have to be prepared to break down as you get close, and Corbett just turned directions there.
Yeah, we saw Corbett score a pretty similar goal there yesterday, like that, coming across GLE. And like you said, you
Griffin's
got to
goal,
break
scored
down
by
and
number
play
3,
hips.
Liam Corbett.
That's just a misplay by the
Corbett
Western
unassisted.
defense
Time of the
there.
goal,
But
15:50.
we talked about how the momentum, can gather really quickly, but then you look at the face-off X, and you have Michael Byrne here. Let's see if he can this and get a possession for Western here, because it has been a while since Western had a long offensive set here.
It is. Guelph putting a lot of pressure on defensively. A one-goal game, 3 goals each for Kavanaugh and Olbicus, and that's the second for Corbett. Of course, Liam Patton had one. Michael Byrne is looking up to the ref asking for a call. He's going to get it. Byrne, just a warrior at the top. And that is a tiring position.
Oh, yeah.
When you're fighting close, that is taking everything you've got in there.
And he's not the type of guy that just jogs to the bench either. He sprints as hard as he can, make sure the offensive players can get out on the field.
2:50 left in the fourth quarter. Still the 1-goal lead for Western. Jones Smith spins back inside. Workman on him. And Lalani is out now pressuring, so Western will have an open netter. They can get to it. Jones Smith will get free. Flings it, but the shot bounces well low, and actually a break as the shot is so short that it bounced up and came down where Cody Ward could get it. Now Ward is going to the net. Lalani is back in it. Oh, Thomas Masterson's thought about it. He was loading it up. Stall warning is on Western. 2:15 to go. 1-goal game. It's another exciting semifinal matchup at the Baggataway Cup here on Brock TV. Ryan McCrory double teamed. Patton, I think we've got a timeout. Yeah, we talked about Jeff McKinley's timely timeouts in the previous game. That's a smart one because, again, he did escape. McCrory did escape, but he was in a world of trouble there with Pat and another player double teaming.
Yeah, and the way that Patton's been stripping the ball this weekend, I mean, I like McCrory. He's got a great skill set there, but that doesn't look good for him. Good job on Coach Talevi there, calling the timeout. Set something up. Looking up at the clock, 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. They're going to try to chew as much up as possible. And like we said, the only way they take it to the cage is if they absolutely see something, or if Lalani does come out to put out the pressure and you have a chance to, put it away. I know Jordy Jones is probably kicking himself right now that he didn't bury that there.
Yeah.
It just looked like the defender must have got a stick on it because of how short it hit. Maybe his stick might have hooked a little bit, but
he was on the run, and it almost looked like he kind of threw himself off balance because he was running so fast, and it was like he was focusing on getting away from the man, and then thought, "Yeah, I'm going to have a shot. I'm going to take a shot." And it was a strange. I didn't think the defender was actually close enough to impact the shot, but at least physically. I mean, you hear those footsteps, you see that guy in your field of vision. But Western, with 2:04 left, will have the ball on the far side. What a thrilling day of Baggataway Cup semifinal action here on Alumni Field at Brock University. I'm Stephen Stamp with Pat Gregoire and Zach Engel today On behalf of the Brock TV crowd, thanks so much for being here. We know Trent University will be in the final tomorrow. Who will the Excalibur face? Right now, it's looking like the Western Mustangs, but with 2:04 to go, Guelph wants to change that scenario. Cody Ward will start with the ball. The double team immediately, and they strip it. Wortman strips it. Martin comes up with it, and Guelph has possession. The pass ahead. McKenzie running. Miles on him. Well, I heard a whistle. I'm wondering if Guelph took a timeout. They did. I was just going to say, will Sam Kosikowski take a timeout here? Absolutely. Great job by those guys getting up. You've got two long goals over on the far side, up in the offensive zone. You can't risk it. You've got to value that possession. Michael Lalani, the goalie, gets to the bench to congratulate some of his teammates before about half of the other players on the line.
Head coach Kosikowski, like you said, great timeout there. You got to give him credit. He has this Guelph team playing, typical Guelph lacrosse right at the right time. It looks like they've peaked at the right time. We talked about how a few years ago they were able to do that to win a championship. Let's see if they can finish it here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they do have that experience. And I couldn't believe when they said that it was since 2001.
Yeah.
Since Western has won a national championship.
And they've had so many strong teams. You think of the days when you had Matt Spanger, Eric Petrie on defense as well, and Priolo, some great players back on there. Trillo, not Priolo. Trillo there. They had those great defensive teams that, like I said, they would shut down teams, only allowed them to score 4 goals, but you look up and they only score 5. Now they're the most offensive team in the league. It's been a huge change. And maybe they recognize that, we're not going to win championships playing this low style of, offensive game. And, they're about 150 left.
And here we go, the key combatant stories. We get underway. Brett Ulbicus and Keegan Crowley, but Ulbicus passes it away immediately. Brecken has the ball. Brecken has played a pretty solid role at both ends of the field for this Guelph team. They move it down. Corbett, the last goal scorer, to short. Pass up top to Ulbicus is knocked down by Crowley. Ulbicus gets it back. Ulbicus, the pass down, it's low, but it's picked up. No, it's not picked up by Short. The ball's still on the ground. They're battling for it. The push. They try and come up with it. Everyone is. Brecken gets it. Drives to the net. He gets hit, loses it. It's tapped ahead. Reed Reinhold tries to get it. Jordy Jones-Smith gets it. He's stripped by Brecken. What a recovery. Now the ball is picked up by Corbett. Is it another timeout? And you can hear the referee explain. A great job to explain what's going on. Saying Black is still on the offensive side of the field. You have to be in your offensive zone to make that timeout call. Those are a couple of strategic timeout calls by Sam Kosikowski. 1:03, 63 seconds left in this fourth quarter. And Guelph is pushing Michael Alani again up with his team. We've got, wow, what a sequence that was. And that was just amazing intensity. And, they come up with the ball, the Guelph Gryphons, and they have a chance still.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's unbelievable. The one thing about the timeout, it's great that you do get an opportunity to set things up, but then you give a chance for the defense of Western to get a breath. You saw Crowley over there. Look at him. He's gasping for air. He's been an absolute horse this entire game. Jordy Jones, he's going to go back out there. He's been a huge part of the defense as well. I mean, unless you throw Haber out there. And that's the thing. You talk about this defense, this depth Western has. Every single position you look at, they have someone, behind the starter that can step up and play a big role for them.
It's been a great second semifinal so far. Let's hear
Remember,
it for
tomorrow,
the
1 o'clock
Mustangs
will
and
be
Guelph
the
Gryphons.
championship game. We'll have it live right here on Brock TV. I'm Steven Stamp. I'll be calling the game alongside Pat Gregoire. We'll have Zach Engel hosting and doing some interviews and some insights during the game. No timeouts left for Guelph, of course. So they've taken 2 huge ones. Western does have a timeout if they need it. Jeremy Kaliba has it in his pocket. 1:03 to go. Shots 18-17 in favor of the Western Mustangs, and that's the same lead they have on the scoreboard, 10-9. Sorry, it's 28-17. I take that all back. Thanks to our statistician for noticing that was a 2. There's actually a pole in the way, so I didn't notice it was a 2. That makes a little more sense, actually, because Western seems to have had more shots.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, the just points again to the goaltending of Michael Lalani.
Our friend from
not a hockey. No.
James Short behind the net. We saw him dodge and set up a goal earlier with a beautiful play, but that ball is stripped. Oh, that's a huge one by Patrick McCrory. They're still battling for the ball on the ground. Looked like Kavanaugh came up with it. Now it's going to go out, and it's white possession as it went off the stick of Michael Kavanaugh. He tried to scoop it up. I think he may have been bumped as he tried. Guelph's argument, I thought it clearly did go off the stick of Kavanaugh. Western has to kill 23 seconds. Crowley with the pass over to Najar. Najar has it in the crease, steps out of his crease. Low pass, but he does one-hop it up to Reinhold. Olbicus trying to check Reinhold. Gets him stood up, but Reinhold gets by and knocks him out. 5 seconds to play. Guelph's got to push the ball down the field. Olbicus has it. He throws the pass. Corbett's got it, takes the shot, goes to Kavanaugh. He's on the ground, but Najar grabs the ball. Guelph had a chance. They couldn't quite come through. And the Guelph Gryphons fall 10-9.
By Western 28 and by Guelph
to the Western Mustangs.
19.
What an effort by both of these teams. That's just
both teams line up their
fantastic
respective
effort.
lines.
So
Fans, let's hear
impressive
it for both teams.
by
the
Guelph to try and
Gryphons
come back,
and the
but
Western
Western doing
Mustangs.
just enough to hang on and return for the second straight year.
Yeah, I mean, and
Tomorrow's
now,
to the finals.
yeah, second straight year of the finals, and now they have something
Trent
that they
Excalibur
haven't done
and the
since
Western
2001 and try to win
Mustangs.
a championship. They can do that. It would be the first time since 2001. Like you said, that's unbelievable. But you got to tip the cap to Guelph here.
Oh,
I mean,
what a battle.
a lot of people, talking today assume that, Trent was going to be and Brock were going to be the close game. They didn't know if Guelph was, but after watching them yesterday, I mean, they showed that
Very
they have
impressive.
some fight. They looked impressive, and then they did the same thing today, coming within one goal here against a Western team that has been, lights out all year. And I mean, to hold even a Western to 10 goals, I know it's double digits, but they've
Once
been
again,
dropping
both
20
teams,
spots
after
on
shaking
Yeah.
hands,
guys
can line up in the
like,
respective
true.
lines, please,
on
for the
teams
player of the
quite
game
consistently,
presentation,
so.
sponsored
No
by
And
the Toronto Rock Lacrosse
boy,
Club.
that's quite a game, quite a day of lacrosse
Yeah, it
here at
has.
the Baggataway Cup.
has.
We were talking before the game about how the first two today hadn't really held up to some of the Baggattaways we've seen in terms of intensity and tightness, but boy, today makes up for it. That Trent Brock game was as good a field lacrosse game as I've seen in person, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, it was.
You got to love Canada 2 years ago at the World Championships and the gold medal game. Now, but then, I mean, this was more exciting. That was a very smart, strategic game and thrilling for us Canadians to see. But, boy, that Trent Brock game had it all. This one may have been a little more cleanly played. Like we said, a few little nervous mishaps. I'm stealing a word there from Ethan Schott, who used mishaps a couple of times, and it was a good one. Just a couple things not going the way players would have wanted. But this one, just a well-played game.
Yeah, no, it was a great contest, and you got, like I said, you got to give the tip of the cap to not just the players of Guelph, but Sam Koskowski and the coaching staff. I mean, they came in with another great game plan and almost had Western here, arguably the big favorite to win it all this weekend, and one goal away from sending this thing in overtime, and they had
Once
an
again,
opportunity
both teams, please
right
line
in
up
front
for
of
the
net,
player of
time
the
just
game
expired.
presentations.
Yeah, that was. I mean, with 5 seconds left, it was pretty amazing to get that. And, I mean, Olbicus just makes the smart play, going for the shorter pass. The tendency is throw it all the way down the field, kind of Hail Mary. He actually saw that Kavanaugh was open and could do something with it. Got the ball to Kavanaugh. He took a couple steps, was hit, managed to get it through, and Corbett was on the ground, tried to grab it. And I was just thinking that is going to be sensational if he can grab that and flick it in. But Manraj Najar just jumping on that ball. I mean, we've talked about Lalani because he had a great game, making 19
Once
saves.
again, the player of the game awards are presented by the Toronto
a big
Rock
one at the end there.
Lacrosse Club.
Yeah, key
It's not even a save. It's
The
just
player
a
of the game,
ball
the
grab.
Yeah, good
Gryphons
play,
with
I
the hat
should
trick,
say.
3
Yeah.
goals, number 5, Brett Olbicus.
Olbicus named player of the game for Guelph, and I think that's a pretty good call.
Yeah.
We could have gone with Kavanaugh, but I mean, Olbicus, and we talked about it. Can the guys who were checking each other?
Yeah.
Now, will it be Crowley? Will it be Byrne? To me, those are the two
I think
key
so as well.
possibilities.
I mean,
you never know; they might go with just
And the
whoever
player of
scored
the
most.
game for the Western Mustangs with 3 goals and 1 assist, number 13, Ryan Miles.
Yeah, so they did.
Yeah.
That's okay. Miles with a strong game and a huge late goal.
Yeah, no, I mean, Miles had himself a really great game, but like you said, I think I would have gone with, either Byrne, who was
Once
an
again,
absolute
tomorrow's
beast at the
championship
face-off
game,
dot,
1 p.m.
or,
right here at Alumni
Crawley,
Field.
who,
The Trent Excalibur against
for the
the
most
Western
part, kept
Mustangs,
Albicus
1
in
p.m.
check
start
while
time
getting in on the offense
tomorrow
too. So an
afternoon.
LSM, that's quite remarkable. And a quick note for for CUFLA fans here, with Western and Trent meeting in the finals. That's the same matchup that we had in the women's OUA finals.
Oh,
Trent
good one.
against Western.
I like
so there
that.
you go. So
and certainly the Excalibur will be hoping that history repeats itself. The Trent women with a huge comeback to win that, the first OUA championship, the first championship for a Trent lacrosse team. And the women, I know the guys were very supportive of that women's team, and really excited to see them pull that off. And I think the men are really hoping they can do the thing. Of course, Western, they know the 15-year drought.
Yep.
They're well aware of that, and they want to come back. I think it's just going to be a dandy of a final tomorrow. We're going to be joined by Keegan Crowley in just a minute or two after Western has a gathering. So stick with us for that, and you'll surrender the headphones. But in the meantime, what do you see as some of the keys for both teams tomorrow, for Western and Trent, as they search for that elusive Baggataway Cup title?
Well, I think you got to, first things first, it's the two most potent offenses from each division there. So, scoring is going to be a key, but we saw today both defenses in their games coming up big. I see, obviously, Nick Karam's a great face-off.
Yep.
But we saw what happened today with Baudin. He definitely was outmatched there a little bit, and I think Byrne might be even better at the face-off. I think that face-off and possession is going to be absolutely huge come tomorrow, and I don't know, like we said, it's going to be either a 15-year drought end or a first championship for the Trent team. So this is great for parity for CUFLA lacrosse, considering there was a little while there where it was the same few teams winning championships after another. So,
and of course that includes having Ottawa here.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Having them
exactly.
here, their first ever. I was talking to Callum Crawford and their his coaching staff before the game yesterday, and said, what's it going to take for you guys to get some attention from the university, get some respect from the university, and get some status, get to be a varsity club, and get at least get your field for free for games. I really was stunned when I heard they had to rent their own school's field to play games, and I just think it's great for them to be here. A tough loss, but hey, they scored 8 goals against a very, very good team in Brock. Now,
just getting there too, and you even said that they're staying here all weekend to enjoy the experience and see what it's like to be a top echelon team in CUFLA lacrosse. And, I mean, it's great to see a team get an opportunity like that. As unfortunate as to see McGill not be here as well, because they have been a perennial powerhouse.
All right, here we go. Keegan Crowley, welcome aboard. I wasn't sure if you could hear me, so welcome. Let's get this down by your mouth there. And now I'm going to say, first of all, congratulations on the win. I mean, that's an exciting game, and you guys got the lead, had to hold on, and just managed to do so. So how do you guys feel about it, having just escaped that big comeback?
It was better going in the fourth. We're up 4, I think. They got a couple. Their goalie was playing really well. We were down on the bench, but our D was playing great, kept us in it, and pulled it out.
Now, I was saying before, during the game, I said I have to go and check because I was looking for you. I didn't remember seeing your name on any All-Canadian list or honorable mention list. I'm guessing that this was your best game of the year because we thought you were brilliant. We picked you as the player of the game, although Michael Byrne was awfully good in face-offs. But you guys, obviously, you're stepping up in this one.
I don't know. I like playing Guelph. Played them a lot. We played them the last 2 games of the year. They're familiar with us. We're familiar with them, and it was a good battle.
Now, you guys get ready for the game tomorrow. You're going to face a Trent team that you haven't seen for a while. And we were just talking about, you guys haven't won a championship for 15 years here with
We'd like to end that drought.
Yeah, and Trent has never won one. So I know they'd love to end their drought. So what do you see against this? I mean, you don't get to play them during the season, but you know how good their offense is, and it's going to be a big challenge for you and your teammates down in your end of the field.
Well, we made it to the final last year, learned a lot from that, lost to McGill in the final. We're ready to win it.
What do you need to do to do that? I mean, how do you guys manage to match up? How do you deal with Garrett Eddy and Jeff Fernandez and all the weapons that they have?
Starts with burn on the draw. We win draws, we get the ball, we can score. I don't know. Like, it's that simple.
You guys, I mean, one of the other things that we all know about the Mustangs team is you love to push the pace, push the ball up the field. We talked about in the first half, a couple of turnovers where, passes were basically thrown away. And I said, that's part of the cost of playing that style. You're going to have some, but you're going to create other chances as well. And then we see you have about 5 seconds with nobody coming after you, just let that one fly. You scored a couple of goals in the season, but that was just a rocket.
Yeah, they let me walk in pretty far there, so I decided to rip it. Lucky there, but...
Then you have I'm not sure how much luck, but the other end, you could see they were coming in, they knew you'd scored, and a nice little dish off to lead to a goal for Cody Ward, who a more traditional goal scorer, certainly. Yeah. You like getting involved in the offensive end?
Oh, yeah. Well, I play LSM, mostly defense. Any chance I get to go on I'll take it.
All right, we're going to let you go celebrate. Not too much, obviously, with your teammates. We know you're a step away from what you really want to get. Congratulations. Great game, and thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You can here. I'll take those for you. You can go join your teammates. I think that's okay. Patty's going to put them back on. Oh my, that may be the sweatiest headset you've had this weekend to put on. Sorry, buddy, but that will do it for us here today on Baggataway semifinal Sunday. What a pair of matchups. You can't ask for much more out of two field lacrosse games.
Well, we knew the games were going to be close, but to say that they were that close, both of them coming down to the last play, and it was exciting lacrosse, back and forth effort. And, tomorrow's just going to be another close game, and we keep saying, maybe it'll be the offensive showdown that we're expecting. I don't know, though. I mean, these defenses, everyone talked about the offense coming into this weekend, and the defense and the goaltending have stepped up big time.
No question. Pat Gregoire and Zach Engel, thanks so much for being with us, everybody. I am Steven Stamp for Brock TV. It has been a fantastic Saturday. Make sure you join us 1 o'clock tomorrow, same channel, for the Baggataway Cup Championship 2016. We'll see you tomorrow.